What's up, everybody? How you doing? I thought I'd share a story with you, and it's a true story with backing ease of music. What? Backing ease of music with some relaxing music in the background. Sit back, relax, close your eyes, and think peaceful thoughts. Wow. Everybody's like, okay. No, really, all kidding aside. I was looking on Facebook earlier, and has the birthdays, like, today is so and so's birthday. Wish them happy birthday. And it's like I looked at the name on there, and it was a guy that was in the neighborhood. He was well, he just turned 46, so he's a year younger than me. I thought he was 2 or 3 years younger than me, but he's just a year younger than me. And the neighborhood we lived in back then, you came in the main entrance. Mom and Dad's house was the first one. You went down this road and come around in a cul-de-sac down here a little ways. That's where he lived with his parents and his sister. And his name is Greg, and really nice guy. And back then, he had an older sister. I think the time that this took place was, I'd say I was probably, oh man, 10, maybe 12, somewhere in that ballpark. And it was summertime. And he came up to the house, and we would hang out every now and again, And he said, "Hey, man, you want to come swimming?" His parents had an above-ground pool in the backyard. And I said, "Yeah, my parents, I think it was like a Saturday, so yeah, they were home." And I asked my mom, I think. No, I didn't either. I didn't ask her anything. I went and put on some swimming trunks, got on my bicycle, and rode down to his house, which wasn't that far. It was in the neighborhood, right? And rode down there. Rode down there, and I parked my bike up front, went around back, and it was a beautiful above ground pool and had a nice deck around it and everything. Well, I guess, like I said, we was probably about, I don't know, 12, something like that. Well, his sister at the time, she was like 16, his older sister. So she's like laying out on the deck, sunbathing, And, I was like, wow, I didn't know his sister was here, So, yeah, like 12 or 13-year-olds got a shot at that, which ain't going to happen. And she's laying there in this one-piece bathing suit with sunglasses on, with the radio going. So we're up there on the deck and we're talking, and he's telling me about the pool. And there was a float, like a raft, like people lay on when they're like laying in the sun or whatever, in the middle in the water. It's just kind of moving around a little bit, And he told me, he said, "Now I want to tell you about this pool." He said the edges of the pool, it's just a round pool. The edges, is like 3 feet, but in the middle it's kind of deep. I remember him saying that, kind of deep. I was like, okay. He said, "I bet you can't jump off the deck and land on that raft and stay on it." He said, "I bet you can't do that." So he's triple dog dare me, with his sister sitting there, laying there, which I know she wasn't paying attention to us, but I was sitting there going, oh man, if I can do that, I can impress his sister, young and stupid. Yeah, right. And so I jumped and I landed on the raft, but like he said, I bet you can't stay on it. And I didn't. I fell off. Well, when that happened, I went underwater, and I never was a good swimmer, especially at this point in time. I wasn't, I went underwater, man, and it was like really deep. It was probably about like, probably 8 foot deep in the middle. And, man, I was floundering, and I came up one time, and I never would, because I never would open my eyes underwater either. So, I mean, never would do that because it burned, And I got up and I was like, help, I went down, and man, it was getting to that point, I could feel myself because I couldn't hold my breath anymore. 2 more seconds, that would have been it. I'd have been chugging water, and right at that moment, I felt somebody underneath me push me up, and I was able to get above water and start breathing. And he got me to the side. I about drowned him, because I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I was scared, I was, man. I was scared. I was just a kid, And so I got to the edge of the pool and was, hanging on for dear life. And he asked me, he's like, man, are you okay? Are you okay? I thought you could swim. And I was like, yeah, kind of, but not real. I mean, I was so embarrassed, I got up out of the pool, got up on the deck, got on my bike and went home, and what I didn't realize then, he saved my life. He did, because if he hadn't jumped in there, I wouldn't have made it, because I was panicking, I was floundering. And when you're that young, you don't think about things like that. Yeah, so he saved my life. So I saw his name pop up today for his birthday on Facebook. And so I wished him happy birthday. I said, happy birthday, brother. But here's the thing, man. Years and years went by. I can't remember if he moved or we just, I know I didn't go back down there, man, for a long time, because I was embarrassed, but I can't remember. I want to say that he moved, but maybe he didn't. I don't know. Years and years went by. So fast forward till maybe 4 years ago, something of that nature. And, he sent me a Facebook friends request about 4 or 5 years ago. And, I was like, oh man, it's Greg, and I sent him a private message, and I gave him my phone number, the phone number I had at the time. God, this was a while back, because I've got a new phone number, a couple of new phone numbers since then, because I, changed carriers or whatever. And, or not change carriers, but upgrade to a new phone and just get a new phone number, So I went into work early one morning, about 2 or 3 o'clock. That was the schedule I was on then. And he was up. And I sent, he sent me a message, and I called him. And I told him, I said, man, I want to tell you something. I said, I never thanked you for what you did for me. You saved my life, man. And he just treated it like it was nothing. He said, "Oh man, I didn't do that. I just thought I just did what I thought was right." You believe that? He didn't think nothing about it. He didn't think nothing of it. He didn't. And I told him, I said, "Well, I'll forever be in your debt." That's what I told him. And he was like, "Man, don't worry about it. It ain't no big thing, But it's funny how when things change and you get older. And I asked him, I said, "Man, what do you do for a living, And he was one of those people that cleaned up at the crime scenes, And I was like, "Wow, you do that?" And he's like, "Yeah." I said, "Man, I bet you've seen some crazy stuff." He said, "Oh, yeah." So he has to wear them protective suits and stuff, when he's cleaning up the aftermath of a crime scene. I won't get into no gory details, but yeah, man, he saved my life, when I was, I guess, about, I don't know, between 10 and 12. I can't remember. I want to say, probably about 12, probably close to a teenager. But he sure did, man. He saved my life. I won't never forget that. And I've never shared that on here. I don't know what made me, well, I know what made me think of it, because it was his birthday today. I saw it on Facebook. And, something like that you never forget, because that was almost a really, well, it was a traumatic experience for me at that age. And, when I went back home, and, I never said nothing to my parents, never told them. Never said anything. Never said anything, because I figured I would get yelled at or something, because I didn't tell them I was going down there to go swimming. I just went upstairs and put on my swimming trunks. My parents were downstairs doing something. I just slipped out the front door. Didn't tell them nothing. Crazy the stuff you do, like I said in my vlog yesterday, that you do when you're young, It's unbelievable, man. That it could have turned out really bad. And thank God it didn't. So that's even today. I don't, I'll get in the water, but I won't get in deep water. I just won't do it. It's funny how something like that sticks with you. Yeah, it's crazy. So that's my story for today. Just thought I'd share that with you. It was, you know, the guy that saved my life, you know. So, true story. Crazy. Anyway, my name's Joe. This is my vlog. I do a vlog. I try to do one every day. If I can't, I'll do one every other day. Sometimes I'll put 2 out a day. Sometimes I'll just put 1. And sometimes it might be a couple of days might go by, you know. I did do the everyday vlog thing for a while, and I got burnt out quick. So, but I just thought I'd share that story with you. So, yeah, well, keep an eye on your kids, man. They can be sneaky. Excuse me, they can be sneaky, and they get away from you. I remember it's just easy to do, you know. I remember when my son was little, and sometimes that would happen, and I'd say, "Whoa, wait a minute, come here," you know. So, all right, guys, my name's Joe. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.